The views and opinions expressed on this program are solely those of the host and guest and do not reflect the opinions or policies of the station, its owners, or its advertisers. All content should be considered editorial in nature. Listener discretion is advised.
Recorded live from the radio studios of WFAY and WMRV, Androlonis Media presents Cumberland County's smartest hour of talk radio.
Well, everybody, welcome back. As promised, we've got more voices joining the conversation. Glad you didn't go anywhere and glad you're still with us. So, welcoming to the second half of the Cabinet Show. We are live streaming tonight, too, so we're just getting it all out of the way.
Yeah,
we just had a very nice discussion with Mr. James Thomas, running for District 1 City Council. And now we have the esteemed pleasure of being with Ms. Nahlee Smith.
Hey,
Miss
how
Nahlee Smith.
Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing?
So, Nahlee, we the first half of the show we always go through. We introduce everybody, and then we say, "Hey, what you been up to the last week?" And that's just kind of our shtick. But what have you been up to last week or so?
Well, I've been down, shaking a lot of hands out here in this political
Yeah,
world.
right,
Some folks
yeah.
don't be keeping them clean, So I was a little coughing, a little sneezing. But God brought me through, so I'm here. I'll be fist bumping for everybody from now on.
Yeah, the rest
Please
of the
do not
day.
be offended,
Yeah.
yes, because it's not. But I've been just recovering, and while recovering, I've just been researching and,
Okay.
be doing my due diligence.
Okay.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, we'll just jump right into it. So, unfortunately for all the other candidates, I asked them this question. I'm just going to shoot off this one to you, and that's pretty much mine, and then I'll let them just take care of the coals. So, at what point or how much should we be depending on government to raise our children? And the question came up really with the curfew and things like that.
No.
But when is it the job of the government to do that for us?
It's not the government's job.
Okay.
That
Why
is
not?
the government's job is to be a supportive system.
Okay.
It is the government's job is supposed to be a support system.
Mm-hmm.
It is not supposed to be a lifestyle. And I'm saying that being in the boat. Do you understand? Like I understand what it means to
Which
be
boat
on
you in? What are you talking
the
about?
low income boat.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like struggle.
Because
the struggle is
the
real.
struggle
Yeah.
bus. Okay.
Yes,
So
I've been on that and too long.
Right. You have
yeah.
experienced homelessness.
Yes, I've
Okay.
experienced
All
homelessness
right.
several times.
Okay.
So, a few times during childhood, and growing up I grew up in the streets, so I've been in the streets a long time. And then when I got out on my own, making the wrong financial decisions and not being a good steward of my money and such, and just not being financially literate the way I needed to be able to maneuver through society. Just as simple as paying bills, I fell in the hole again. You understand what I'm saying? And so I know what it looks like on all sides of the spectrum, not just, having money all the time, or I was poor when I was 2. No. The struggle been real long.
So here's how I'm going to define you. You're going to be called a special guest. The special guest. The special guest means subject matter expert.
Right.
The regular
Right.
guest
Yeah,
is
yeah,
just
yeah,
the guest.
Somebody
But
that's
because
studying.
she has the subject matter expert. She's
Right.
the special guest.
She's not. Yeah, she's
That
not
doesn't mean-
theorizing.
That
She's
doesn't
not.
mean the
Yeah.
short bus that some of those other guys ride. It
No.
just means special.
Yeah,
okay?
well, it means you know what
But
you're talking about. You've
absolutely.
been there.
That's
you've lived
right.
there.
And
Boots
we're gonna,
on the ground.
Sometimes
Yes.
we're going to have her call in
Yes.
when we have these topics.
Yes.
Okay. So
Because I'm going to call BS when I see BS.
Yeah.
There's a lot of BS happening out here.
Nahlee, I've been around you a little
No.
bit at the Realtor Candidate Academy, and I wish you wouldn't hold back so much.
I'm
I just-
listen, I'm letting go of the homegirl in me. Because that's, you have to play a role when you're in a struggle, when you're just trying to maneuver in the certain journeys we all go through. You have to be a particular person. Now, I like to pride myself to be me, but you do have to maneuver in a certain way in order to survive.
Yeah.
When you're surviving, you have to maneuver in a certain way. That's why I said in my last interview, one of my last interviews, I said people that, out here committing crime, they don't want to do that.
No.
I mean, people don't wake up wanting to just go out here and act a plumb fool and just, they've had good people in their life that spoke life into them, but they somewhere lost it and they just did not get the support that they need consistently. And so they make decisions that's not the best. And sometimes they get caught, sometimes they don't. But we can't sit here knowing that a lot of us have some things that we got under our belt and go off on certain people.
You mentioned the inner homegirl.
Right.
Okay. So are you promising me right now that you know where to put homegirl when it comes to being on the day as the city council?
Oh, yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
Can
but
you
let me tell you, I'm not going to
act the fool?
No, hold on now.
Yeah.
I won't act the fool now.
Okay.
I don't never act the fool. However,
that's the wrong term.
However, I will be. I read the room and the mood in the room.
Thank you.
Period. Because every day don't need to be a stuck-up day. Some things we need to be on, and some days you just relax. You got to know how to read people. When you're not there for your own agenda, it's easy to read the room. It's very simple.
Okay, so do y'all want to jump in, or you want me to?
Do you want to go, or you want me to go? You go first, and I've got a couple. But go ahead.
Laura, you get
take
dibs this time.
Okay, thank you.
Ladies first.
So voters might worry about your lack of political experience, and out of the life that you've lived and your experiences, how does that prepare you to deal with Fayetteville's challenges that we have in homelessness, in gun violence, and lack of pay for good wages?
Okay, now here we go. That's a really good question.
So we got three. We got
Thank you.
homeless, guns, and pay.
Yep.
Homeless, guns, and pay. Let's get this.
Sounds like a party.
Got the right wig on today. Now, let me tell you.
I may need to borrow that.
Let me tell you, for those, listen, I'll tighten you up. Meet me at the beauty supply, okay? Now, for those who question, and my homegirl, I actually heard my name come up in a meeting, sorts. And people were questioning, like, oh, how dare she, has no political background, and she didn't start at city council, and why is she just jumping the mayor? Look, I said it was a calling, and if people that go into church every Sunday and Wednesday and Friday should know that when God calls you, he's going to call you into a situation you may not feel you're qualified for, but that does not mean you're not qualified. So here I am. Now, I'm also here in this space because I'm not just able to see it from the low income standard. I'm able to I've been in rooms where people who make decisions and lead and stuff, how they see things and how they view things. So I'm able to speak to us that are on the bottom and say, hey, get yourself together, because this is why you didn't get this. This is why they're looking at you. This is why you're at the bottom of the list. This is why blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I can speak and make decisions off of all spectrums because I've been in all those spaces. You understand what I'm saying? Now, when I first come in, I'm going to have to get my feet wet. I'm going to have to learn things, but I've been doing that now. I've already been doing mayoral work. I just ain't had a seat, and I didn't have to pay. That's I've been serving a long time. That's what it is to be a mayor. Yeah. You serve the people, not yourself. Not yourself, the people. And I've been doing that on my own budget, on my own. Sometimes none. And being mayor, you also have to be able to be creative so that when you may not have the money for it or what have you, sometimes you got to know how to pull it and know how to be a team player and work with other people. You don't always have to pay if you know the right people, and you know what I'm saying? You bring it in, collaboration. But
even if you are on city council, the mayor, or if you get elected, you're still doing it on your own dime. They don't get paid.
But you got to be able to work together. Right. You got to be, because your idea may not be the best idea. You understand what I'm saying? You work together, not just with the council, with the community. But you can't do that if there's no community.
Let's break down the question. Let's be specific in regards to, let's take wages. What are your thoughts towards
the wages? Garbage. The wages are garbage. Now, I've heard in several interviews where it was promised to bring in jobs, blah, blah, blah. Now, when people get excited when they hear that, the jobs are coming. First of all, why would you get excited about jobs and not get excited about careers? Like job, career, it's different. Fair. There's a difference, okay? Now, we're getting excited about jobs, but then look at the jobs. Look at the jobs. Look at how the rent is. The rent is like dog expensive. And let's talk about, that's another thing we should talk about some other day. These landlords in charging these rents, and the rooms look like something from Brady Bunch. We got to do something about that. But anyway, that the jobs that we have in the city are garbage. They're not paying enough. And I want to make sure that there are jobs that have opportunities for advancement. So if it is a UPS job, they have tuition reimbursement. I believe Chick-fil-A does too. So as long as there are jobs like that offer some type of level up system where you don't have to remain a fry guy for 35 years, then amen. Amen.
Okay, but how do you spark ambition in the mind of the young man or woman? See, that's the fallacy is that government has any control over the wage, but what you do have control over is setting the table for economic development to bring. So see, you may not like the wages, but they are what they are because the market says that person's worth that.
Right. Now that's why I was saying about mental health. That's why people, everybody want to hear about the money. Mm-hmm. Yes, the first thing I want to do is the audit. We need that like ASAP yesterday. We need to audit the budget. We need to go in and see what's going on with the money. Like that's important. Everybody want to know about the money. That yes is very important. We need that. But mental health services need to be in play. Everything else everybody's asking about, crime and jobs, and all of that just falls into mental health. If people got the right diagnosis, people got the right medication, people got the right services to maintain, so they can maintain, you would have less crime going on. You would have less aggravated assault. You would have less because people are able to maintain. They're learning how to control that emotion, but also having classes teaching them, because you don't have to stay on the medication. You want to be able to teach yourself. You understand what I'm saying? And educate yourself on your condition.
So how does the mayor do that?
I mean, as you create programs, create fun things. I would have to stick within my lane. I would definitely work hand in hand with the county because they handle that.
Okay.
They handle that. But I would create opportunities for them to come in and educate and bring those services. And the opportunities that I would, have available would be opportunities people actually want to do. Everybody don't want to be at a barbecue all the time.
That she paid attention.
Yeah, I heard it.
You see, I was waiting for that.
Oh, I'm against
the county. Yeah, the county. I heard it.
Because as mayor, she doesn't have nothing.
I have no power.
Well, then let's switch gears, because the next one was gun violence. That's something the mayor could. I mean, that you can do citywide ordinances.
Well, they have ShotSpotter, but they only put it in black and brown neighborhoods.
Yep. So, but
I'm
not asking you, Peter. I'm asking the guest. So
they put it where there were shots fired.
Right.
So your thoughts on gun violence in the city?
And like I said, mental health. Anybody would, first of all, people that are out there, they are PTSD at this point in the hood. Nobody in the hood gets out. And this is not an advertisement for everybody to go out there running and trying to get so scared. That's going to be a no. We're not going to do that. No more of that. But when you are in a traumatic environments, it's no way you don't develop PTSD. Right. You understand what I'm saying? And paranoia and such. Then you have people that are on opioids and all kinds of things going on. There's people that's over medicating themselves that do have medication, but may not know how to read. They might not be literate or what. It's so many things going on outside that people walk past all the time or drive past, and there's no concern. You understand what I'm saying? But it comes back to bite you. If you don't address it, don't look at it where that's just a District 2 issue or that's just this. No, honey, because let me tell you, District 2, they can catch the bus and get over to 6 and 7 now.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to take it seriously.
So what can the city work on for gun violence?
The thing...
Because, see, the mental health does go back to the county.
Yeah,
so that's
right?
them.
For gun violence. Okay, I know they do the buyback thing, and that...
you saw what
that's a Band-Aid. I know everybody needs that little $250 or whatever that is. But
but you see the guns they're buying back. I mean, they're buying back this little 22 pop gun. They're buying back something.
It's a barbecue and a.
If anybody's got an extra AR they want to get rid of, just let me know.
I'll give you $250 for it.
I'll give you $250.
Nah, you know what? No, what we should be doing is, listen, we're going to take half off the rent for this month. You know how many cases and loads of rifles and child might bring a whole arsenal. You bring your whole arsenal, we'll let you have rent free. For 1 month. Okay, give up that.
Well,
that's a good incentive.
There's nothing free.
No.
The money's
I'm just
come
saying,
from somewhere.
we hit you with the
so we
taxes,
had guns. It sounded like a party. It was guns and housing. What were the three?
The
Guns
money.
And then pay. We said
pay.
pay.
We talked about
pay.
but we didn't talk about housing.
Housing. Okay.
Okay.
I
Now,
gotta,
housing,
the pastor's the one who got to keep everybody in line.
Listen, y'all
housing,
are not. Let me
housing.
tell y'all something. What we're not going to do is y'all not going to play me because I've been doing my research. Housing is under county. Cut it out. Okay. So. I'm on it. I'm telling y'all, I'm on it. Now, I may sound like homegirl, but I've been doing my research. Now, because it's county, I will support. I will be in support and work collaborative efforts with the county in order to, make sure that these things get handled. And they going to get tired of me, honey. I don't play because...
But see, that's the key because for so many years, the city did not work with the county, so we were doing things like 2 911 centers. What do we need?
And it's stupid. Let me tell. Oh my God.
Okay, well let's stick with housing for just a moment. So during COVID, the city was given, I believe, $145 million, something to that effect, of rental assistance. It was administered through the city. They went and created a whole system, and then they ran out of money in like the first 3 days. But nobody really explained.
But I like what my girl said about auditing, because a lot of times when the government begins to do these things, they'll have $100 million set aside for the budget, and then we'll set up an admin center, have directors, and spend $75 million on that, and then now we only got $25 million left to give.
That's right.
For what the money's actually allocated.
Exactly.
For.
And we need to say hello to some people watching us online. We've got some hellos here, so hello everybody.
Thanks
for joining us. It was Jim's fault why the sound didn't work, so we're blaming Jim.
Blaming Jim,
Mr. Mute.
And I'm going to say it on the air, Jim. I'm going to say it, baby. Where's my sandwich, Jim?
Where's my sandwich, yo? So
every week.
Okay, so the thing I wanted to bring up about the COVID assistance was yes, we should audit where this money went, but who in this room remembered it? And that's the problem.
Oh yeah,
there's so much going on.
And
right now, we're like, man, that fire station, this, and the event center, that. But what about the
an
COVID
aquatic center?
Let me tell you something. We better remember it now because Trump not playing no games. Okay, he's not playing no games, and I'm not about to sit here and be up under the thumb now because it's coming. So we better tighten up and straight up and get it right. Let's go.
Hey. Cape Fear Alcatraz.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to look.
So. Should we jump into the Section 8 thing? I mean, she seems pretty fired up about housing. I mean, so here's what I got. So there's a big change being proposed in Washington that could shake up the housing market nationwide. The Trump administration has floated a 2-year term limit on Section 8 housing assistance for able-bodied adults with seniors and disabled folks exempt. Sounds like a quick fix for government spending, but what happens when you pull the rug out from millions of working families? So here's some facts. Don't go crazy yet.
Yeah,
I'm moving
she's
up.
She's like chomping. I see it.
Like, right. I'm getting right. Let's get it. Let's go.
So rental aid for able-bodied, non-elderly, non-disabled would expire after 2 years. Seniors and disabled households are exempt. So
okay. Now my first question is are there exclusions to that exemption? Are there exceptions? For example, when an individual goes on unemployment, they have that unemployment for whatever period of time, but then there are extensions for different circumstances.
Right.
Do you think there's...
I don't know, and I would think that's why they're waiting until September, October to roll this out.
Okay.
The budget also calls for a 43% cut of federal HUD funding, so that means it shifts to the states to backfill it. They're saying that 1.4 million families could lose their assistance, most of them working families with kids. When these households lose vouchers, they flood the private rental market. So here's the problem about the rent that I wanted to bring up. If they flood the market, competition goes up, vacancies go down, and rents are going to go up for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's one issue. Landlords may ditch Section 8 altogether, which means they'll just stop accepting Section 8 vouchers. Which, again, as a landlord, I will tell you, Section 8 people, our clients, are some of my favorite tenants.
Because you're getting paid.
You're getting paid, but also they are... If they have some damn sense about them, they have a reason to do right by Section 8 rules to keep what they got.
Yeah,
and they appreciate the ones that I have. Now I know there's scumbag landlords and scumbag tenants. Okay, that comes in all flavors. More evictions, more homelessness, higher rent prices. families are expected to increase incomes basically fivefold in 2 years to cover what they're going to be paying. And that's what I got. I mean, it's scary, guys.
So, y'all want to know how I feel on that?
Go ahead.
Let me tell you how I feel on that. And as a recipient, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I rock with it. I'm for it.
Okay.
I said it myself before he was even in
Why are
office.
you rocking with it?
I'm rocking with it because, like I said before, the government assistance is a stepping stone, not a lifestyle.
Okay.
Not a lifestyle. And that's the reason. I'm not going to have people hate it. Let me tell you something. If you hate anything that I say right now, you the problem. If you feeling raw about anything that I'm saying right now, you are the problem. Please examine yourself. Get help immediately. Because what I'm saying has nothing to do with white, black, nothing. It's have not. Common sense. This is it. You got to own your ish. You understand? You have to own it. And the bottom line is that if we were financially literate, it is nobody's responsibility but our own. At some point, you got to want to do better for yourself. That's why I say do better. Yep. You got to. You can't blame it on mommy, daddy, whatever. I mean, I've been through some traumatic stuff, and that's another conversation. But I still wanted more for myself. And so once I made the decision to own my ish and realize, hey, had I been, financially literate and knew how to budget and knew how to prioritize and stuff like that, I wouldn't have been evicted. If I had boundaries in helping friends, I would have not been evicted. So whenever I run across, because I was working at the DRC and a lot of them know me, the first thing I would ask them is, hey, I know you going through this. I let them cry. I let them get it out because you got to let it out. Yes. It's cool. But then I always ask them, okay, so now what will we not do the next time? Oh, it was so-and-so's fault. No. Stop. It was not their fault. They may have been a part of it, but you play a big part in why you're where you're at.
You mean
right, that's
deflecting
right.
blame.
Right,
okay.
Deflect the blame. So we have to own that, and a lot of people are having a problem with that. So when I say I am with them capping, I said that a long time ago before he was even in office, because the reason why we're having such a housing crisis is people are struggling. And when people are struggling, they should have access to public housing. Once you have access to public housing, you should have a plan. That's why case managers need to be most effective in the housing authorities. We need more case managers that are actively working with each person, not just creating programs and then whoever joins then. No, every resident should have a case manager with a plan.
But shouldn't you have, depends on the circumstances, like, okay, pretend for a moment that I'm a single mom and I end up getting divorced. So I'm a single mom. I go on housing for 2 years and I've never had a college degree. So I start going to college. I don't have a career yet. I don't have any income yet. I'm given 2 years. I can't even barely get a degree in 2 years. And if I do get that small little baby associate's degree, that ain't getting me a job that's going to pay that $1,200 a month rent here in Fayetteville, North Carolina for $33,000 a year.
Right. Now, let me tell you something right here. I'm gonna be honest. Now I know they say HUD and you're not denying anybody, equal opportunity. I'm with that. But what I'm not with is bringing in people who come into play. We have wasted so much resources financially on people who are not prepared to do better in life. They not interested. They trying to do whatever, and that's okay. Live your life, boo. But you won't have to live that out of Cumberland County because we ain't got it. We ain't got it. Okay? So we need people in programs, including the Housing Authority, that needs to vet. They need to vet the people that come in. You have to be ready to have a plan. When we do that orientation and come into housing, that needs to be the first time we creating a plan. And then you get designated a case manager because that's when the clock starts ticking. When you sign that lease,
so basically don't just give them the rent. They're joining this program and that program to get them on the 2-year cycle.
Right. It should be a system. Right. Because I always look at it like a clogged drain. There's the flow is clogged. You know what I mean? The economic flow is clogged. Why? Because we got people that's generationally set up in public housing.
Yeah.
Their whole family is in public. I've been around them. I've been in the. Listen, who else that's running slept in a trap house? Yeah. Okay, who else that's running has been in the projects heavy, grew up, and know the drill? Okay, I don't think there's one. Okay, I don't think
special guest.
I'm just saying.
Special guest.
So I know what I'm talking about.
Yes,
we have got to start vetting people before we bring them into because if you don't have no plan, you wasting our time. Well, 2 years is not a long time.
That's right.
I mean,
but 2 years you can get a degree.
Yeah.
You can get a degree, but if you start that plan orientation now, okay, let's get her or him right into FTCC. Get a, maybe it might not be a degree. Everybody might not be college bound. Get a skill. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, and so
we need plumbers and
yes.
electricians.
This is very early, and it's a lot of unknowns. It's kind of like the OCS I mentioned. I'd rather know what it doesn't do.
Yeah.
Before we get into what it can do. But when it comes to removing or putting a limit on Section 8, we have no idea what Fayetteville Economic Development, what they're going to produce as a program, what manufacturer they're going to work on bringing here, and then get Fayetteville Tech to teach the curriculum that in 6 months they'll be certified to do those jobs. So we really don't know.
We don't,
right
but
now,
we got to get on the ball.
But we know things are going to change.
Well, and it's creating the need.
Yeah.
It's creating the need, and so by creating the need, they'll have to create.
But this is where you need. I'm not to cut you off, but this is where we need to speak to the citizens more. I've been going around talking to the citizens.
Right.
Why everybody is posting and posing and doing all this extra stuff.
You need to be posting and posting too a little bit.
I don't know. I like the movements. I move a different way.
Okay.
I'm a vibe. I'm a whole vibe.
Look,
so if you can't remember me,
you take a nice picture.
There you go.
You put that
I noticed that you do not have a website.
I do. I'm going to get my little website.
Okay,
I'm going to get that going. But I don't need to tell somebody to vote for me.
Yeah.
Because when you around me, I'm a vibe. I like encouraging people. I love people. I love to listen. When I say, how are you? I'm waiting for you to tell me.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely concerned. When you're real, you don't have to fake it and have a speech and all
Listen,
that.
It's not dirty to ask for their vote or want to make money.
No,
there's nothing evil about
it.
it.
To want to make money,
I just
that
haven't been to the seat. I know how you feel, but you got to say, please vote for me, and
Send
I will
me
take
some
your
money.
dollar,
Yeah.
please, because you need it. So,
but I'll vibe with the people,
right.
and but I know
every room I've seen you in.
That's
how you are. You are a force, to say the least. I did not mean to insult you by saying you act the fool. You and I have cut up quite a bit, so that's Nahlee.
Hey.
She's a force of nature.
But I support those. I want people who are struggling to realize you should not be mad at a cap. You should not be mad at if your food stamps get cut. If your food stamps get cut, that means you're financially higher than where you were before. Excuse me. That's a great thing.
What about the people that are complaining? And I don't know if this has taken effect in North Carolina yet, but SNAP benefits being relegated to healthy, nutritional.
I'm for it.
Not prepackaged.
Oh my God, I love that.
I don't know, but has it hit? Has it hit North Carolina yet?
Can I talk as your special guest?
Yes. Okay. Come on, special guest.
Because we at the church we do get the SNAP, we do get the TFAP.
Sure.
And it has not affected because we give away anywhere from 20 to 40 tons of food every month.
Right.
It has not affected what we have received.
You haven't seen any changes yet.
We have not seen any changes.
Okay.
So maybe 5 years ago, they began to incorporate things that had not been there before, such as we would maybe every 2 months get
rotisserie chicken.
Well, we would get. So I take that back. Probably in the past 6 months, we've gotten cases of oranges, apples. So we have seen some. But
fresher, less processed.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's still dominated by processed food,
mm-hmm.
but we have begun to get, again, fresh oranges, apples,
mm-hmm.
grapes, things like that. And man, what a blessing that is to be able to give that away rather than, here's a canned fruit that has,
well,
900
there's
tons
no
of sugar in it.
nutritional value whatsoever.
None.
Defeats the whole
Maybe
purpose.
I just have a bad barometer these days with watching social media, but some of these women on TikTok look like land manatees anyway. Yeah. And it's like, honey, you don't need the chocolate bar. This is me saying that.
Like a land manatee 2 years ago myself, so I ain't going to judge nobody.
You'll be okay with that thing of broccoli. Yeah, it's not covered in cheese.
Listen, as a former ex-manatee,
I was
super big. I was 416 around COVID. Yes,
really?
I
would.
It was water weight. It was all water weight.
You were my number one customer, weren't you?
Let me tell you, that was chicken, and I was all Vicky's. I'm gonna get you. Okay.
Oh, Vicky's biscuits.
Yes, honey. That was a savior right there. But yeah, well, you said something I was about to say.
I said land manatee, and then y'all lost your minds.
But as far as the nutritional factor, we need to eat better as a people. This is, like I said, I'm never coming on a black thing. It's not just black.
It's not about race,
right?
No. Everybody deserves to be healthy.
But I've seen all kinds of people that are out of shape and struggling because their health is not in order.
You mentioned financial literacy. Mm-hmm. So my concern with the SNAP changing is like, well, nobody knows how to cook.
Yeah,
that's their problem.
But this is where programs come in. Yes. So here we go. I'm gonna back this thing up, and I'm about to give y'all a nice little jewel. All my nonprofits that are out there with multiple services, y'all keep duplicating each other because y'all are not thinking out the box. So instead of all of these free 1,000 billion book bags y'all giving these kids that are really probably skipping school, listen here.
Oh, she didn't.
Maybe what we need to do is create programs like Josh Six, who does the cooking program. Get more cooking programs. That's why we need a commissary, a real one, not just for this, but so we can support the local businesses that may be struggling and paying an arm and a leg to use somebody's restaurant for a kitchen.
Right. Wouldn't that be great for the day resource center to have people come? We're feeding the homeless, and you're teaching you how to cook too. That would be.
Well, we got to make sure somebody down there know how to season the chicken. We ain't just going. So before we go, and they got to get a stove because that's another. We ain't going there. I'm trying to be real polite, right? So we going.
You're talking about sauces and all that.
So I'm saying we need to for the programs. Here we go, y'all. This is a little gem. So. You see the need. Y'all got to see the need in the community. That's why y'all need to build community and talk. The need in the community is you have people that are working, that love cooking, that may not have the necessary training, that might need the training. Why don't y'all look and create? FTCC has a culinary arts program. Why don't you try to come together, create a scholarship for people who are going through that? Or what we should be doing is raising money or something so we can get a commissary, so we can have a place to have these little things. It's so many things that we could be doing with the spaces in the area, because that's all I've been doing is looking at the spaces.
Yeah.
While everybody else is posting signs, that is not what I'm doing. I am paying attention. I'm out here like, all right, let's go. Because when I get in the seat, babe, I'm not playing no games. Let's go.
Okay, so I have to say, I adore you. I love your energy. You knew that, though. You knew that. But the city would be very unlucky to lose you in any capacity. We need you. We need your energy. No matter what happens this election, I think you putting your name out there
Amen.
is a good thing.
Amen. And that's no matter what, I'm winning anyway. No matter what God, however, because it's God's will. Whoever's supposed to be in the seat and whoever's in the seat, I'm a support, period. Because it's about the city. Ain't about, I'm mad. No, I'm not mad. I'm winning anyway.
I'm way too cocky for that.
I can't do the cocky thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm just, that's a short man complex.
I'm short too. You ain't that short.
So y'all got another question for Nahlee? Because I think I'm about ready to take.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I'm fired up, man.
Yeah.
And I'm hot as
Hades. I want to have Nahlee back on like every other week, just so you know. I'm voting as a cabinet member.
Are you affiliated with like Mr. Mario Hardy or?
Yeah, he's a good dude. Okay, he's a good dude.
So, and he's another subject matter expert.
Okay.
And he and I have discussed a lot of things. I like going to him because he has personally experienced homelessness. He knows what it's like. He also knows what a grift looks like and what somebody that doesn't want to get help looks like. Yeah. I think the number he gave me was like he helped, say, 90 people in a year, but only 80 or only 10 of them were still off of it a year later.
Yeah.
And my personal experience, you've heard it probably before, running for city council, I go with Carl Pringle and Festival Park feedings. And I went one time in commission race 2 years later. It was the same cats.
Yes.
Now, nice people, but it's like, look, I shouldn't recognize you from 2 years ago.
Yep.
Okay, and this is what I said when I was at the DRC. I said that, and I told it to them. See, I'm never going to talk about somebody behind their back I can't say to their face, because it's always love. It's always love and respect. It's tough love, but it's always love. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Okay, so I always say, listen, I don't want to see you a year from now. I'm still seeing people. Now, one of the reasons that we're seeing the same people is because they're not getting the help that they need. They're people that's supposed to be helping them are playing. It doesn't exist, one. And two, the ones that do are all over the place, okay? That's number one. But so you get into a place where you keep hitting a wall, you kind of start feeling like, this ain't going to ever happen, and you start to blend in with the environment. And so I would talk to people where I see that just got there, and I start seeing them getting too comfortable. Stop getting comfortable. Let's go. Now, yes, we have wasted so many resources. It is crazy. That's why I said we need to vet. So many resources on people that are scamming the system.
Yeah, they're floating in between.
Because they're playing, right. I'm not for that. What you're not going to do is waste my time or my coin. Okay, period.
I don't care
if it's my coin or nobody.
Because I brought that up to Mario. I thought I had this great idea of creating a central database of, and then he's like, yeah, we have that.
Yeah.
It's like, well, why aren't we using it? Not that I want to prevent somebody from getting help, but we need to be able to case manage and move people through.
Because people here, unfortunately, have got to have their name in lights. That's the problem. People are not getting the help they need because people refuse to work with each other. If their name is not in lights, if it don't have a pastor behind it, if it ain't got a title or letters behind it, if it's not top of the row, if it's not there, if their program or organization is not front and center, like, it's just not going to happen. And that is killing the root of this city. The fact that the ego and greed. So it's a lot of hands in pots and it's a lot of greed.
Yeah.
And the people that really need the help are not getting help. And they're suffering. And then this is why you see crime raising, because they
There's
like,
no choice.
it's let's go. And let's think about the heat too.
Look,
when
when
you don't have no air conditioning in your house, and you don't have a house, and you sleeping on the concrete, and your back hurt, and then you sweating to death.
Well, I have a house. I had no AC last night, so I went to my office to spend the night. I was like,
I'm just saying, I'm saying everybody don't have it. Yeah. So you got all those factors. Of course, people out here committing crimes and all that other stuff. However, if you benefit.
One should not spur the other. Not really an excuse, but it all makes sense.
No, it makes sense.
When you push people so far, they're going to break.
And you give them nothing. Don't tell them, go to work. Help them find a job. Bring in good work.
It requires that person to look in the mirror and say, the one responsible for me is me.
Right. No, yes. But sometimes that's where peer support comes in. Sometimes you need someone from the outside to say, hey, brother, hey, sister, you got to get yourself together. Because somebody did that to me. I had a friend come to me and say, I noticed this cycle, this pattern is not working for you. And that's what helped me to get myself together.
I was just going to ask you, you said that you experienced homelessness as an adult. So what is it specifically that you could tell somebody who is experiencing homelessness? Here's what to do. 1, 2, 3.
Or 1 and 2.
Or just one.
I know. You know what? I'm going to keep this 100, okay? Yeah. One thing as far as from a woman aspect and for a man, okay, one thing I noticed working down there and just period out there, we always feel the need to want to be booed up. We always want to feel the need to get a partner, have a relationship, a companion. Yes, I understand the journey is scary, but that's a journey you have to walk alone. When you are homeless, you are literally economically drowning. Now, I don't know if you ever seen anybody drowning, but when you're drowning, you're not focused on helping someone. You're focused on trying to help yourself. So why would you pull someone to be with you to drown? That's drowning too. Neither one of y'all know how to swim. What are you doing? Okay, and then we've had issues where we found housing for one, but they booed up. Listen, this is not the time. Right. This is not the time for that. I'm all for love, but right now you got to save yourself. Like, you have to save yourself. Right. So I would say, cut that out. Stop putting yourself in situations and having unprotected sex. Now you're creating an extra mouth to feed. Like, what are we doing? Like, you're going to create an extra mouth to feed. You have nowhere to feed the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, what are we doing?
Careful, Nahlee. You're in danger of sounding like a
No,
conservative.
this is love. Let me tell you something. This is love.
I was gonna say,
it's real love. I'm
I
not
get
going
it.
to ever.
No.
I know some
I'm not
people.
making fun of you. I love
I'm
that.
just letting you know.
You know.
I know some people is itching and they probably feeling away right now. And I need you to feel away. If you itching and feeling, please do. Please, because it's all love. Look, air hug. But guess what? I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. Because right now, when the way Trump is moving and the way stuff is getting cut back and all this, I've told people years ago, they going to hit when they come in, why not hit those things? Because people been on them too long.
So the way you portray it is, yes, he is changing things, and we need to prepare because they should have been changed. I mean,
time ago,
somebody
unclog the drain.
might mistake you for a
conservative. I'm not going to call her Republican.
no.
So,
She has some DEI stuff, but
yes, okay.
but I'm just saying, almost a.
Conservative.
No, I say the stuff people want to say. I say the things people are afraid to say. I say the things that people need to hear, not want to hear. I'm not here to tickle you. Because guess what? You've been tickled too long. That's why everybody laughing and they drowning. And they dying out here. Like, I'm going to tell you, listen, get your ish together because you can do it. Fayetteville can get back up here. Let's go. We don't need J. Cole. I love Cole. Don't get me wrong. I love Cole. But we don't need him just to be the face of Fayetteville. We need more faces.
So
Well, he doesn't need to be the face, but I think it's very respectable that he comes back to where he came
agree.
from.
I do agree.
He seems to
he
give
does
back.
a lot, and I love that. I love
Well,
it.
what did you think
But
about the stunt over the weekend with the blue shirt and the superimposed logo?
I was going to say they photoshopped that Mario B on there.
But there was also no denial. Only an implicit kind of maybe it was, maybe it wasn't on the campaign page. So,
but guess what? That's middle-aged politics for you. Okay, I ain't got time for that, and I'm middle-aged. Okay, I don't got time for that. So why they over there playing and kicking backs and see that right there is a disturbance because not for nothing, you see the city is drowning and struggling.
And
we got time to play.
Yep. Well, somebody do. All right,
we got
Nahlee,
time.
We're gonna get out of here, but we need to know how do we reach you, find out about you. Talk to me.
Okay, well, y'all have my Facebook. That's all I'm working with right now. So
what is it?
It is Nahlee for Mayor 2025.
How do you spell Nahlee?
Nahlee.
Very good.
Yep.
And I love the middle name.
Oh, no.
Iris.
Yeah.
I love it. Beautiful name.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Our time is up for this evening.
We're going to have you back, girl.
So,
Look, we're going to have you back.
Yeah, so special thank you to my on-air cabinet members, Pastor Joshua Goodman and Mrs. Laura Musler.
Thank
my
you.
producer, Jim, over here in the corner that the camera would zoom on him for a little bit. Special thanks to Ms. Nahlee Iris over here, and, of course, to our guests from earlier. To our audience, I hope you'll do us a favor. Take time this week to visit one of our commercial sponsors and let them know that you heard their message right here on the Carolina Cabinet. If you do somehow miss an episode of our top-rated show, you can find us on your favorite podcast broadcaster, Apple, Spotify, Google.
We're everywhere.
Come on, guys. Google it, okay? Look for us online at thecarolinacabinet.com. You can find all our videos and links. Thanks again for tuning in this morning. So until next time, we are
the Carolina
Cabinet.